Nate G 219 to help it back and better. Y'all know what it is. Another one coming at you. First, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel if you want to help out. Today, November 17th still. And, you know, that's the irrelevance. It's in the morning. It's a little chilly outside. Hence the hat and the sweatshirt. And yeah, staying warm. But first, I want to thank 783 people for subscribing to my channel. I want to thank each and every one of you. It just blows my mind that y'all out there actually giving a damn what Nate G 219 got to say. But I'm grateful. I also want to apologize to each and every one of you because I haven't bringing the content lately. I haven't been bringing it much of anything. Honestly, besides the lack of time that I've had, a lot of work, winter's coming, leaves to blow. I work a lot. I go to work when it's dark. I come home when it's dark. So it's, long days, short nights. And I was in a slump. So, as you guys know, I don't speak negatively on too many people I know, unless they're doing some very negative things, like protecting a pedo or smoking meth and stealing from people they call friends or act like you're friends. Other than that, I kind of got in a slump though. Somebody had said something or basically accused me of doing them wrong, and I didn't. And I kind of got over it now. I mean, it still upsets me, but I'm over it. I am trying my hardest to do when I advocate for somebody or something. I speak on what I believe in. My boy Cletus, for instance. You guys know I've been busting my butt to try to get him out. I've done things for petitions. I got my buddy JJ trying to get that GoFundMe going, and JJ's actually the one that said it. I'm gonna put it out there because I'm just calling him JJ. Hold on, had to hit the do stick. But I put a GoFundMe up, and he wasn't satisfied that it told me that it could take up to 30 days for review, depending on what it was. This is just something I Googled and gave him the information, and well, he had managed to get his hands on a cell phone inside, and he was able to make one pretty quick, and they normally are pretty quick, but if you Google and search what the facts that it can do for review, to take the review the GoFundMe account, it can take up to 30 days. And say you made $10,000 in that 30 days, you're gonna have to give it all back. It's all gonna be refunded. You're probably gonna get in trouble. So I didn't lie to him. I Googled, and that's what it is. It is what it is. So, I feel bad in a way, but then again, I don't. But today, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about how to. All right, so I can't direct my channel towards the children that are in trouble because the stories I tell and the content I have, it's not children's content. Unfortunately, it's children that need to be focused on. So, you guys know my boy Ronald Sanford, he's home. He had been convicted of a crime that he'd committed at 13 and was sentenced to never come home again, basically, and last year was resentenced and has now been given a second chance at life. Unfortunately, early October, believe October 3rd was the date, another 13-year-old child, committed an offense, taking a man's life. Marcus Miles was that man's name. And it's a very, very tragic situation. Mark was doing his own thing, and a 13-year-old ran up and robbed him and took his life. He unalived him. Now that 13-year-old, they're talking about charging as an adult. And he gets charged and convicted as an adult. Even the lowest, 45 years for taking a life, the robbery, it's a lot of time. And he's going to have to serve 85% of it because it's violent. Time out. Time in. So, now unfortunately, Mark has a son who is in prison that I know fairly well. I consider him a friend of mine. Now, I'm not gonna put his name out there. I'm just gonna put, we call him Ty. And he has been in prison since, I believe, 2001. And he is convicted of some very heinous things. But he's always maintained his innocence. And there has never been any DNA to link him to the case. The only thing to link him to the case was the color of eyes. And stories have changed throughout testimony, and just crazy things have happened that have started. The more I read, the less I believe he's actually guilty of the crimes he's convicted of. And he's been in for damn near 25 years now. And if I could tell you the story of that man's life, his childhood, you'd be blown away about how rough somebody can actually have it. So he's sitting there, he's not going to be home. As of now, he's not going to ever be home again. But we're trying to get things back into the court, things reheard, maybe even a new trial at some point in time. But unfortunately, his father was taken from him. And in the state of Indiana, you can't even say your goodbyes. You can't go to the funeral. If you're in prison in the state of Indiana, no funerals, no nothing. You get a call to the chaplain's office, and you get the bad news. You might get a couple hours to yourself, but you do not get to grieve. You do not get to say goodbye. There's no closure in that. And if he was 100% guilty of everything they said he had done, I wouldn't feel as bad. But the beliefs I have now, I've met his mother, and I don't believe he did this. And from what I've read, the changing in the victim's story, that alone, I believe, should warrant a new trial. And just because you got Terrence Howard colored eyes, if you have a mask on and that's all you can see, how do you know Terrence Howard didn't do it? Or one of the other many people with the same colored eyes? You don't. There's no DNA. There's no physical proof. I mean, come on. So, if this man is innocent, what Indiana has done now, taken the privilege of him going to say goodbye to his father, who was taken way too early by somebody way too young to even be doing anything like that. This happened in a area, southern Indiana, Anderson, Indiana. I'm gonna link a news report, but man didn't deserve that. Now that 13-year-old's got probably, at best, if he's charged and convicted as an adult, at best 45 years to serve 85% of, which means, yes, he will be home. Even if he served the whole 45 years, he'd be home before he was 60. But chances are, because there's aggravating circumstances, a weapon, the kid had been in some trouble, should have been hospitalized. He actually has some mental issues, but the state of Illinois didn't want to deal with it, so family apparently moved him to Indiana, and not too long later, this is the offense he committed. Now, I have the name. I'm not going to give the name. I'm going to link a news report to this, but Ty, you know, my heart goes out to you more than you could ever know. And I'm honored to call you a friend, regardless of what anybody says about you. You helped change my life to be a better man, to not go back into those hells. I remember you telling me, man, don't come back in here. And I'm talking to him like he's actually going to see this. Hope he can. There's no cell phones in prison ever. No, but I'm honestly hoping he does see this, because thank you, Ty. And Miss Mary, thank you. I'm honored to have talked to you. Sorry we haven't talked in the last couple weeks. It's been a very busy couple weeks for me. But I told you I was going to do this, and I'm working on getting that tape recorder. Probably going to order that today, now that I think about it. But never forget life's choices, guys. You never know. You never know what road it's going to take you down. You never know. But hey, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that channel if you want to help out. And hey, if they ain't hating it, you ain't making it. Peace.